everyone, welcome to Deepika Makeup. Hope you're all doing super awesome. In today's video I'm going to talk about all the primers that I have in my collection. I have about 10 primers that I'm currently working, and then I have 3 new primers and also a ton of samples. So we're going to talk about them, and on the way, if I don't like something, I'm going to declutter them. So let's begin. So the first ones I have here are by Becca, and this is their first light priming filter. I was sent this by Becca to try out, and I also have a little sample of Becca backlight priming filter. I use them both. This is more suitable for oily skin and this is more suitable for dry skin. Both of these work equally amazing in terms of prepping the skin for foundation, smoothing out the skin, and also making the makeup stay on longer. But then the prominent difference I could tell between these two are this one is more illuminating. This one is not a mattifying primer. It kind of gives a nice not even glow, it's like a very nice healthy look to the skin, while this one is illuminating. So someone who has dry skin, you will definitely enjoy this one, while someone who has normal or oily skin, you will like this. But I like the fact that these primers don't feel silicone-y. They just feel like you're applying moisturizer, and that's the best part. That's one of the main things I look for in primers. I don't like that smooth silicone feeling while applying or even when it's on my skin. Okay, the next one I have here is by Burton Mild. It's their Colorbar Primer Base Tint, and this one is $4.99. This is a white primer. It comes out white, but then once you blend it into your skin, it doesn't leave any color, and I like the fact that this again feels like applying a moisturizer and not silicone-y. This does smooth out the skin, but it's not very effective. I mean, on the skin I don't really have as much texture I have on my hand. So on my hand, when I apply, I feel like, oh, this is smoothing out the skin, but when I put it on my face, I mean, I can't really tell the difference. It just feels like I have some moisturizer on my face. And also this doesn't really do a very good job at controlling my oils throughout the day. I mainly use this in winters. I don't really have much product left, so I'm gonna keep this and use it up. The next one I have here is I can tell this is a very old primer. This is by L'Oreal. It's the Studio Secrets Anti-Dull Primer, and it also says it's like a corrector. So basically it's like a orangey kind of primer. Again, this does feel good while applying, and it kind of works well as well, but this is very old. I can tell the product is separated as well, so I'm gonna throw this away. The next one I have here is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I don't like this. It is a very silicone-y kind of product. A lot of people compare this to the Benefit Professional. Yes, to some extent it is. It doesn't have any color, but it does a good job with blurring out the primer and also removing any texture on the skin. But I don't really like the feel of it while applying. It's very silicone-y, and since I have the Benefit Professional, I'm going to throw it away. And anyways, this is very old. So the next couple of things I have here are kind of a combination. I use this in combination. The first one I have here is L'Oreal Base Magic Transforming Smoothing Primer. This, I don't know why a lot of people don't talk about this primer, but this is amazing. Yes, it does feel silicone. It's a very heavy duty and thick primer, but it is very effective. I remember seeing these on shelves in US as well, but now I don't see it. I'm not sure if it's discontinued, but it's called by a different name here in US. I got this while I was in India, and as you can see, I used it quite a bit. I made a very good dent. So this is a very thick primer. It's this light pink. It's very thick. It's even more thick than a night cream. It's very thick. I mean, I took a lot of product, but I take a little bit of product and apply this only on the areas where I need to smooth out my skin. So mainly it's my nose and also this area where I have open pores, and maybe sometimes around the areas where I have like little dents because of acne, but that's about it. I don't really slather this product all over my face because it's very thick. The more you apply, it's gonna ball up on your skin and it gets very hard to apply foundation. So you take a little bit of product, dab it on the areas where you really want to smooth out your skin, and it works amazing. It smooths out the skin like no other primer does. And then what I do is I apply Skindinavia makeup primer spray all over my face, and this is going to make my makeup stay on longer. So I use this only for the problem areas and then use this as an overall primer. Now coming to the Skindinavia makeup primer spray, and this is the oil control version. I feel like this is the most hassle-free primer I have in my collection. It doesn't dry out my skin, doesn't feel silicone-y. I just take this bottle and before I do my makeup, I just spritz it all over my face and I'm good. My makeup doesn't move at all. I also use the Skindinavia finishing spray, which works amazing. So if I lost all my primers, I would still be okay with a pore filling primer like L'Oreal. This one, which keeps my oils under control and also does my makeup stay on longer. Plus I would use the makeup finishing spray for that added protection for my makeup. So this is also staying in my collection. The next one I have here is Colorbar Perfect Match a primer. So while I was in India, I forgot to take a primer. So when I asked on my Instagram, a lot of Indian bloggers actually recommended this to me. This is a very nice primer. I mean, there are not many primers in the Indian market, so this is a very good option. But then again, this does fill in the pores very well and also does make the makeup stay on longer. But then it's very silicone based primer. It's clear, so it doesn't really add any color. It's a clear primer, but it's literally silicone based primer. This is the actual example of a silicone based primer. It smooths out the skin so well, and it does make my makeup stay on longer, but it's not much effective. The main thing about this primer is the pore filling factor. So if you're looking for a light primer, not as thick as the L'Oreal, but on a daily basis, if you want to use a light primer to smooth out your skin, this is a great option. I will keep it. I don't have much product left in it. I've been using this all last year, so I'll keep this and use it up. So out of the 8 primers that I'm currently working with, I just threw away 2 and I have 6 of them here, and one of it is just a deluxe size sample. So anyways, the next few things that I'm going to talk about are all new, but I'm actually thinking of giving this up. So this is the NYX color correcting liquid primer. It's a peach color correcting primer, and it says it restores the healthy glow of medium to dark complexions. I personally was interested, but with having so many primers in my collection, I don't think I will put this to use. I mean, I'm happy with the primers that I'm already working with, so I'm going to declutter this one and include in a giveaway for you guys. So I have actually been putting up giveaways on my Instagram. I just started today. If you're interested, you can go and enter. But as and when I'm decluttering, if I find any new interesting products, I'm gonna give them away to you guys on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. I'm deepikamakeup. Okay, the next one I have here is MAC Strobe Cream. I don't know if I should consider this as a moisturizer or a moisturizer topper or like a primer, but I actually got this to use as a primer, mainly for winters. This winter I'm not sure, I think it's because of my pregnancy, my skin was very dull, so I wanted to have like a nice dewy base. So that's when I went ahead and got this little deluxe size sample of MAC strobe cream, but I didn't use it. I immediately went to India, and by the time I came back it was summer. My skin is right now not too oily as it usually is, maybe because of pregnancy. It's kind of normal to oily. Sometimes it gets oily, sometimes it's normal. So I'm not going to use this right now. I'm going to save it for winter, because for sure I know right now I don't need any more glow. My pregnancy is doing it, so I'm happy. I'm going to keep that though. So now I have 3 more new primers. So this one is Benefit Professional. I love this. It has a little bit of tint. It's a very thick, kind of like the L'Oreal one. It's a very thick primer, so I only use it on the areas where I really need, but it does a very good job at filling out the primer. I don't think I need it. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna declutter this one. I have so many primers, I don't think I'll come back and revisit this one. So I'm gonna declutter this. I used a complete big size of it already. That's my second one. So the next one I have here is Smashbox Primer Water. I haven't really tried it yet, so I'm gonna give this a try. And then I also have the Senna Moisture Drop Gel Primer, and I actually got this from the makeup show. They included this in the swag bag. So Senna Cosmetics is a very high quality, more like a makeup artist brand. So I'm gonna give this a try. Maybe once I go through 1 or 2 primers, I'll just open one of those 2. And then I have all these primer samples. I have a couple of these Cover FX primers. These are illuminating primers, so I'm going to give them a try. I'm actually interested in it. Okay, the next sample I have here is by Too Faced. It's the Hangover 3-in-1 primer. I already used one, and honestly it's a nice primer. It's like a spray kind of primer, so you can also use this as setting spray. I had one sample, I took it to India. Honestly, I think because I was using a sample, I didn't really enjoy it as much. The pump was like so it wasn't working that good. So, and maybe because I'm happy with the primers I already have, I didn't really enjoy this primer as much. So I'm gonna declutter this one. The next ones I have here are by Smashbox. These are my all-time favorite primers, you guys, and this is my favorite. Or I think I tried 3 of their primers. I tried this, I tried the green one, and also the clear one. Clear one, I don't like it at all, but then I really like the green one. This is the Blemish Control with Salicylic Acid and Acne Treatment. When I had acne, this was the only primer that worked for me, and I love it. And then the purple one is also a very good primer, pretty comparable to the Becca primer, and I really like these. The next one I have here is by Makeup Forever. I used it already. I also used their natural one, which comes in the white tube. Amazing primer, so I'm gonna keep this. And then I have MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm interested to try this, so I'll keep this. And then I have these It Cosmetics No. 50 Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. Oh my god, this stuff is amazing. I really like it. Since I have a lot of primers, I didn't go ahead and buy another one, but then I really like this primer. And then I have this primer from Japanese, and it's the Velvet Touch Primer. I'm assuming it's a silicone primer. Yeah, it has dimethicone. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a silicone based primer. It looks like the Smashbox primer, so I'm gonna declutter this one. I know I'm not gonna like it. And then this is by Veil Light Infused Cosmetics. It's their Sunset Light Primer Serum, and I'm interested to try it because it says primer serum, and it is also a mixing base. So this is interesting me, so I'm gonna keep this. And the last ones I have here are 3 sachets. This one is by Givenchy. It's the Master Matte Primer, and the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. I'm gonna keep this. And this is the Dr. Jart. I'm gonna keep this. So yeah, these are all like 1 or 2 times of use so I'm gonna keep these as well. So out of the bunch, I decluttered 2 full-size primers and also 2 sample sizes. And last product I have here is by ELF. It's the under eye hydrating primer. When I got this, I thought it's a gimmicky product, so I just wanted to give it a try. This is the ELF hydrating under eye primer, and this is not a gimmick, you guys. It definitely works. So what I do is, once I do my face primer, I leave out the eye area. I take 1 pump of it and dab it under my eyes, especially like around here where I have 3 fine lines. I had those lines for a very long time, as long as I remember, maybe from my 20s. So I just apply that on that area for the most part and smoothen it out. And for my color correcting, I usually use the Bobbi Brown color corrector in Peach. It creases in no time. Right after I apply, before I even go ahead with my concealer, it starts creasing. So this is the only product that helped that corrector not to crease, and it smoothens my under eye area. My concealer goes very flawlessly, looks very flawless, and I absolutely love this. I would definitely recommend. I think this is $5 or $6 and it's not a gimmick. It works. So those are all the primers. I threw away 2, I decluttered 2, and I also decluttered 2 sample sizes, which is kind of fine. With all the primers I have in my collection, I'm actually good for the next 2 years. So at this point, I'm trying not to buy any more primers. I usually don't buy much primers, but that's one product that doesn't get finished. For me, it takes a very long time for me to go through a primer. Do let me know in the comments below if you actually use a primer or a pore filling primer before you use a foundation. Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to know. And also, if you have any favorite primer that you use that you want to recommend, do let me know in the comments below. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, do not forget to hit on the thumbs up button and also click on the bell icon right beside it so you don't miss out on my future uploads. You can also follow me on my social media. I'm Deepika Makeup everywhere. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.